Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome. For those of you tuning in live right now, and for those of you sitting here live right now, and even those of you who might be watching this on the recording, this is our meditation service, where we will be moving into the stillness and allowing ourselves to, above all, relax. So we know that meditation is communion with spirit in whatever form it takes. And the most important thing, at least the guidelines that we offer here, are several things. One, you're going to want to find a comfortable position to be seated in. For those of you at home, if you are laying in bed, you're going to want to just probably prop yourself up on an angle. Otherwise, those of us who are seated here, whatever's comfortable for you. Some practices might say, don't cross anything. Some might say sit lotus and perfectly erect. The most important thing is that your body is comfortable and that it doesn't distract you. So the position that will be the least distracting would be the best. In some cases, we are overcoming certain distractions in terms of sitting in a particular position that might have something distracting. In this case, we're just going to have the intention that all the channels, all the meridians are open through your physical, your emotional, and your mental bodies to the free flowing energy of life force. Remembering we are communing with the divine, which also means we are communing with your soul, which also means we are communing with the eternal energies. Eternal energies are peace, love, beauty, harmony, joy, so you can't really go wrong with that. For those of you who are seasoned, and the minute we hit the gong and you go off, that'll be wonderful. I will be centering us, and that is to allow us to kind of let go of any distractions from the surface mind and allow ourselves to get into a higher consciousness. We're moving from lowercase c consciousness into capital C consciousness, which is your real consciousness. It's the true you. So for those of you who are seasoned, you might just whisk off into the ethers. For those of you who need a little more to lean into, I will provide that as far as the centering. And the couple guidelines that I would say is A, the intention that you bring to the meditation, of which I'll have a few to suggest. A, that meditation is so easy, so delicious, which is true because you don't have to do anything except relax. So no excuses of, the chattering mind. If the chattering mind does arise, we're not going to make it bad, we're not going to make it wrong. We're just going to go ahead and allow whatever it is to pass on by and keep ourselves as best we can in what we call center. The idea is to get beyond thoughts. So that's where we're going to go. If you could imagine that space, sometimes when you're going to bed at night and you haven't quite fallen asleep, but you're not quite awake, you're not thinking of anything, but you can kind of tell there's some things going on. That's the zone we're looking for. You're aware, but you're not attached. So that's what we're going for. We're also going to make sure any cellular devices that you have here are either in airplane mode or in do not disturb mode. And for those of you at home, you might want to put it in do not disturb mode as well. And once those of you at home have dimmed your lights and closed the door and gotten yourself comfortable, those of us here as well, we're going to go ahead and the rest will be self-explanatory. And if you fall asleep, no problem. If you don't hear a word I say, great. If you hear all the words I say, wonderful. Just allow yourself to relax. And we are ready to begin. And as always, we like to begin by first giving ourselves permission to relax. just saying to ourselves and our minds, I give myself permission to relax. As we invite, as we evoke, and as we allow the divine energies of peace and love, wisdom and beauty, wellness and goodness to wash over us and to rise up from within us. Remembering we have no place to go, we have nothing to do except completely surrender into the deepest states of relaxation, rejuvenation, and revelation. Taking a moment as you bring your awareness to your breathing, to your breath, without changing it, but just observing it, feeling the soft breeze as it makes its way in and out, whether it is your mouth or your nose, and solely through intention, intending and allowing our breath to become fuller and deeper and richer and wider, fresher, all on its own. Each cycle of breathing going deeper. And as we allow the breath to expand, we take a moment and we utilize the exhalation as the vehicle of release, transmutation, evaporation. We take a moment and on the next exhalation, I invite you to imagine you are letting go of any concerns, tension, or stress from any moment or any muscle that has ever come before. We don't need to know why or how. We simply allow it all to release, like a plume of steam evaporating upon the exhalation. On the next exhalation, I invite you to join me as we let go, figuring and analyzing. Just exhaling, letting go. On the next exhalation, letting go of any distractions, inner or outer. Nothing shall distract us from our time in communion with Spirit. We take a moment on the next exhalation and we let go of attachments. Exhaling, letting go of any attachments to the past. Letting go of any projections to the future. Letting go of any tethers or ties to the present. As you begin to notice, the inhalation has been drawing in the eternal light, love, brilliance and beauty, the energy of the soul. And you can feel a contagion of relaxation as shimmering sparkles of light cascading down from the heavens, begin to illuminate all the cells in your body with peace, tranquility, and rejuvenation. You can feel that energy in your toes, your big toe, the baby toe, and the middle toes, as your feet flood with light, and the energy rises, tingling in your ankles, calves, and shins. This luminosity, this light rising through your knees, into all the muscles, ligaments, bones, and tendons. You can feel the rejuvenating nectar of vitality and wellness, everything returning to its natural state of homeostasis and peace. You can feel the energy beginning to swirl in your hips, around your root, the intestines flooding with light, all the organs, muscles, from your hips to your lower back, your lower belly, and your kidneys. Everything softening and strengthening with the soft vitality of peace that is rising from your stomach, adrenals, pancreas, and middle back, into your upper chest. You can feel your lungs soft and expanding. Your shoulder blades, your heart blossoming as joy, beauty, and love rise up into your shoulders, thyroid, freedom, spaciousness, tingling down your biceps, triceps, and your forearms, palms. You can feel the light as luminosity and weightlessness, all density evaporating, making its way into your cheeks, your scalp, your face, letting go of all expression as the energy begins to awaken. Your divine sensorium, the inner eye attunes to the imagination of the soul. The inner ear awakening to the still small voice. And your crown tuning to the higher mind. And as your body floods with light, this energy ripples out into your emotional body, soothing, softening as divine strength revitalizes. That energy begins to ripple from your emotional body into your mental body, where waves of clarity dissolve all thought, and you can feel yourself awakening to providence, divine illumination, transcending words, know you are sitting in the very heart of God. And it is here that we allow ourselves to rest, rejuvenate, and relax in the stillness. And should your mind wander at any time, simply bring it back to the inhalation and the exhalation, which are simply cycling and expanding in the inner light of eternal magnificence. As we go even deeper a moment and I invite you to become aware of your energy body. A beautiful phosphorescence of light. And that is your human energy field, that is your aura. About 1 meter, maybe 4 or 5, 6 feet around you. I invite you to become aware at the top of your energy field, the North Pole of your soul star, the energy of your soul, passion, desire, purpose, and the energy of divine fulfillment. I invite you to become aware of that energy making its way down simply through the flow of chi of life force, elegantly making its way down through your crown at the top of your head, through your mind's eye, through your throat, into your heart, where the joy, the beauty, the light and love of holy acceptance resides. We allow the heart and mind to fully surrender to the divine idea as it continues to make its way down through your midsection, your solar plexus, your sacrum behind your belly button, down through your root at the base of your spine, through your legs and feet, where I invite you to become aware of your Earth star at the South Pole of your energy field, equidistant from the bottoms of your feet, as your soul star is from the top of your head. Finding your Earth star, your 10th chakra at the South Pole of your energy field, allow the energy of passion, purpose, life force, the eternal frequencies of peace, love, joy, the soulful energy of passion, and the holy frequency of divine fulfillment to flow down, flooding your Earth star in a cycle of completion, grounding heaven on earth uniquely to, through, and as your life, our lives, individually and collectively. We take a moment in gratitude knowing that the energy of creation is bound by the law. It is bound to fulfill itself, and we say yes. Its fulfillment is always through beauty, love, harmony, serendipitous goodness. We choose to know that, feel it, experience it. I'm grateful to know that just by relaxing, communing with the soul, with the universal presence, that we remember the truth, that we are the beloved, born from the holy heart, the holy mind of infinite brilliance, of God Almighty, of you, of me, Almighty. We allow the Almighty to flow through us, rejuvenating, invigorating, vitalizing. No efforting. There's no efforting to orbit the earth around the sun. There's no efforting to drop rain or snow from the clouds. There's no efforting for photosynthesis to take place with plants. And there's no efforting in the fulfillment of your joy. We allow it to be. I'm grateful to know something wonderful has taken place during our time in relaxation, revelation, rejuvenation. And it's from a place of deep and abiding gratitude and thanksgiving, knowing that these energies are always seeking from the omnipresence of brilliance to satiate themselves. We simply allow it to be, and we agree by saying, and so it is. Amen. And as we those of you at home, for those of you here, we're going to take a few minutes of a break as we prepare and set up for our regular service, which means we'll open the doors, getting ready to let people in. We'll also take that break if you need to use the restrooms. They're right up there for those of you at home. I'm assuming you know where yours is. We will be back in just a few minutes. In the past, we used to cut the live feed for those of you streaming. We're going to let it go. We'll just see what happens in those few minutes as the musicians come in and we get ready for our service. Peace and blessings.
Party, party.
Hello there, Smiley.
Hello, Liz.
Hello. I was want to hug you, but I don't want to run over anything.
Oh, no, you won't.
You got to be graceful.
How are you?
Good, nice to see you.
I feel like there's a lot of room back here. There's a lot of room back here.
Yeah, he helps out. Yeah, there's a lot of
dance party.
Well, he wanted,
That's nice because
he wanted people to be able to walk through because this section
Yeah.
ended up not being as full.
Oh, yeah.
So this allows guests to walk
That's a
through.
good idea, actually. Logistically.
Yeah.
All right, I need to.
Good morning, Soul Center. Good morning. I'm Jessica Sislick, the co-founder of Soul Center OC, along with my mom, Patricia Griffith, our angel in heaven. And on behalf of the board of directors, I want to welcome you this morning as we are launching our March month. And the theme of the month is, what is
Shining our
Shining our light. So we'll be shining our light today together. We have a special presentation that I know a lot of us are here very excited about. I'll let Bernadette touch on that. But so today is a special day. It's why that we brought the kids in to witness the specialness that is today. And I will ask you to please stand with me and let's say our declaration that's in your program, please. And let's say with total knowingness that is absolutely true for each and every one of us this morning. There is one life, and that life is God. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. I am here to receive the divine message for me. I am awake, I am tapped in, and I am transformed. You may be seated, and Angelina is going to share our wonderful announcement. Good morning. So let's see, where are we? Events and classes. The Prayer, Purpose, and Prosperity 6-week class begins March 9th. Highly recommend it. It's on Zoom. In this class, we'll explore through affirmative prayer, meditation, how to expand our capacity to deepen our connection with purpose, expand to prosperity, and evolve our prayer practice to a greater experience of living. Answered prayer. This class is for everyone, whether you are new to affirmative prayer or want to take it to the next level. Visit soulcenteroc.com for details. Let's just take a second. Who here has done a class with Soul Center before? And who here can say that the class through Soul Center has changed their life in some meaningful, profound way?
Oh,
I think we can all agree. I think that the energy behind this class is a really big one, and I encourage everyone who's never taken a class, or if you have before, to take it. I think it's going to be really fun and meaningful. I know I'm super excited about it. So it's very convenient from your home, so I hope to see a lot of you in this class.
this Thursday.
Yes, okay, this Thursday, so yeah. Reverend Keith's daily affirmative prayer streams live on Soul Center's Facebook page or Zoom, 9:30 a.m. Pacific daily, except Sundays. The link is on our newsletter or at soulcenteroc.com, and a bunch of us do that as well every single day, except for Sundays, and it really sets the tone to have a successful and fun day, because we really appreciate life. A Course in Miracles with Keely Beckwith is on Tuesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific. Join anytime throughout the year. Details are on soulcenteroc.com. Reverend Keith's annual Spring Meditation and Nature Retreat is coming up Friday through Saturday, March 24th and 25th. It's an absolutely wonderful time. It's an afternoon and evening in Ventura Harbor on Friday. Then you take a boat to Santa Cruz Island on Saturday morning for the day. There's only 2 spots left. And both of the times that I went, I mean, we saw, I don't know, thousands of dolphins, and it was just absolutely an incredible time. Highly, highly recommend it. And it's a little bit of a hike. It's not difficult. It's like a walk, and it's just really amazing. You'll be surprised when you go. For more info and to register, visit soulcenteroc.com under events. Sign up on our website for our weekly newsletter for all Soul Center news. Volunteers, help us thrive by volunteering. That's what I'm doing right now. Go to soulcenteroc.com, our welcome table, or see Birgit to sign up. Soul Circles. Join one of our Soul Circles to meet others in this community via Zoom by contacting Scott at soulcirclesoc@gmail. And Reverend Keith, you want to?
Yes. So, good morning, Soul Center. This isn't the beginning of the service. This is a special presentation. Some of you may or may not be aware that as a spiritual community, there are many layers to our spiritual community. We're part of the New Thought Ageless Wisdom teachings. And what that means is that the mystical forefathers and foremothers of our movement that sought to have a direct connection with the divine, as mandated actually by every religion in its mystical teachings. Not every religion is teaching mystical teachings, but that's a whole other story. We, on the other hand, invite everyone to participate at wherever you are, at whatever level it is, to come in and enjoy taking personal responsibility without beating ourselves up ever, to the best of our abilities, in the human evolution of your journey, of your adventure. Your soul is already evolved. The human part, when you have a good day, when you have a bad day, when it's a false positive good day, or when it's a really horrible negative day, all of that is under your jurisdiction, as tempting as it may be to say, no, but it was that person who ruined my day. As tempting as that may be, when you learn the universal laws that govern life, you will understand how the law of attraction actually works. The low end of the law of attraction and the high end. You'll learn about the law of creation and aligning with it to bring about the serendipitous nature of life. So part of that is coming to services, getting involved in our community, participating in your spiritual practices of affirmative prayer, visioning, being of service, meditation. Those are the cornerstones. This is how you create a personal connection to the divine. And then should you choose, as some of us do, the ecclesiastical part of any New Thought Ageless Wisdom teaching, spiritual community, brings you in for those who have said, yes, I hear the call of my soul, and I want to step into something greater. And so the classes we teach, it's not like high school, it's not like going to the university, it's not about just mental regurgitation of facts and numbers and things of that nature. It's about cultivating and nurturing a divine personal experience for and through you. It's about having a direct understanding of what inspiration and revelation actually mean, the difference between divine intuition and temporal intuition. Temporal intuition will get you into a lot of trouble. Divine intuition will never fail you. Those are the things. And so what you do, if you want to, is you can become, in our community, you've seen our prayer chaplains, the ones that wear the blue shawls. Those are the ones who have said, I really want to dive in and understand these universal laws, affirmative prayer, what true meditation is, and really communing with my soul. And so when you go through roughly about a year's worth of classes that are all about, it's really all about you. It's not about doing this to get your degree. It's about cultivating the bliss, the joy, the beauty within your own soul. And we have facilitators that help do that. So prayer chaplains here at Soul Center are those who've said, I'm committing. I'm going to take the prayer, purpose, and prosperity class as a way to deepen and understand my own connection. So approximately every year, maybe every 2 years, we have people that have matriculated through our classes and have done the work and have said yes to that, to the call of their soul, which then also includes a piece of being of service. If you were enlightened right now, in full enlightenment, imagine the most enlightened person you've ever read about or known about or heard about, and you were in that nirvanic state, you would do two things. You would have fun, you would enjoy a grand human adventure with no flaws or interruptions, and you would just serve and be there for people all the time with total joy, never burn out, never depleted. So there's the service component of that, and prayer is the cornerstone, affirmative prayer. And there is a difference between affirmative prayer and prayer. Affirmative prayer is basically the little addendum that says, we are praying to have the divine idea satiated in our lives, fulfilled. And so today, to join our prayer chaplaincy corps, and our corps are those people, we have chaplains that hold vigil. One of them right now, Vivian, you're holding vigil. And those of them who are praying for our congregation, whether that's people who call in, whether that's people who have prayer after service, they're the ones that hold that space for you. And they've said yes to it. Our beautiful Lynn, of course, right here is one of our prayer chaplains. Any other prayer chaplains? Scott, I know he's streaming in, so Scott's one of our prayer chaplains, and he also heads our prayer chaplaincy corps. And we have 2 new prayer chaplains that are joining us today. They've successfully, and might I say, brilliantly, these 2 individuals, Michelle and Lori, which I'm going to have you come in. More than completed. They've really done the work, and they are so devoted to what they do, to their spiritual practice, to being of service, to evolving their consciousness, not only as prayer chaplains, but as individuals. And, because I've spent so much time with them, I know the brilliance of their nature. They are pure, now we all are. But there are those of us who really say, you know what, I'm going to shine my light. As we're celebrating the theme of shining our light this month, it's super appropriate. So not only have they completed the work, but they've also said yes to fulfilling the licensing of that. Once you've completed the work, the licensing and the continuing education continues, and to be here for our community. So they will be joining the ranks. They've already been inducted into them with a special ceremony that we did online. But I wanted to personally present these beautiful angels to you because they will be available, not today, unless they choose them. They will be available as we move forward for prayer and taking care of other things in our community from that high consciousness. And I personally am grateful for them. And we would like to honor both of you as you join our community, and we are going to bless them. I'm going to get you all in on the action here as we bless them into our community. So, at the end of service, how we do what we do, we raise our hands. I'm just going to invite you to raise your hands. This is symbolic of sending the energy from our hearts, from our soul, from the divine, through our hands. And I'm just going to invite you to repeat after me. Michelle and Lori.
Michelle and Lori.
We are so grateful for your yes.
We are so grateful for your yes.
We recognize the holy presence of God.
We recognize the holy presence of God.
Of good, of truth and beauty.
Of good, of truth and beauty.
That you have said yes to.
That you have said yes to.
To shining the light of truth and joy.
To shining the light of truth and joy.
In every area of your lives.
In every area of your lives.
And the lives of all you meet.
And the lives of all you meet.
We are truly grateful for your light. We bless you.
We are truly grateful for your light, and we bless you.
And we thank God for you.
And we thank God for you.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Impromptu, this wasn't scripted, but if there's anything either one of you would like to say, also it is Michelle's birthday today. If there's anything either of you want to say about the journey or anything, you don't have to if you don't want to.
It's been so special, and it was funny because I was going to advocate. Me and my twin were talking like, let's talk to Reverend Keith when you take your IET classes and say you're ready to be a prayer chaplain. And it was a long journey. I would get a really big start, and then there'd be some, backpedaling. So this, you don't even know how much this means to me, how I didn't even have to beg. All of a sudden we were in an IET class, and Reverend Keith says, oh, you and Lori are next in line. I said, oh, thank God I don't have to talk to you at lunch then. This opportunity. So it means so much, and I just want to be a I'm going to be I'm planning to get a rotation to do prayers for everyone after service. And if you need a little emotional support dog, my Hazel will be, you know where I kind of nominated her, but I think she's going to be here for, not every time, but to be part of the prayers. If you prayer puppy, prayer puppy, if you want that extra emotional support for my puppy. So thank you, and I'm here to serve you. Thank you.
I'm just standing here in pure gratitude for this community, for Reverend Keith and for Jessica and Patricia.
Yes.
For saying your yes. And I wanted to say a profound thank you for my friends that have come today. And it's just great to share this with you, because you know my journey, and I just love that they're here to witness this. And I just can't say enough about the classes and everything that I've learned, and I just look forward to being of service to each and every one of you. Go ahead.
Well, I'm smiling. I also want to just let you know that the prayer chaplains that we have here at Soul Center that you've seen, Lynn and Andrea and Scott and Susan and Vivian and who else am I missing?
Yeah, Scott.
I said Scott. I'm missing someone, I think, but I will get you. You'll drop it in a moment. And actually, we are actually a couple retired angels who were chaplains and have, have just moved on, and still their light still shines, and we love them dearly. And they're included in this. All of our chaplains are just beyond brilliant.
Yes.
They really, each one of them, they own it, mean it, love it, and they're pure and they're brilliant, and I love them, and I'm grateful for all of them, and I'm grateful for you for joining the family in that regard. With that, we're going to go ahead and give them one more round of love.
Today just to be in service, but now she's going to be of service. Our musical inspiration was unavailable today, so Rena is stepping in. So please let's give Rena and Jesse.
One other announcement, we do have laminated cards. I don't know what the congregation song is today, but if you ever want to join in and singing the congregation song, those laminated cards have the words on them if you ever want to join in. Take it.
Good morning, Soul Center.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to be here as always. As they were saying, I was just coming here as a congregant to support and bring energy, but it's always a pleasure to serve. All right, you ready, man? There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was in. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. And this is a word you gotta say. I release and I let
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Lynn Shanky. Our reading is from The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. When you contemplate the nature of self, you are meditating. That is why meditation is the highest state. It is the return to the root of your being, the simple awareness of being aware. Once you become conscious of the consciousness itself, you attain a totally different state. You are now aware of who you are. You have become an awakened being. It is really just the most natural thing in the world. Here I am. Here I always was. It's like you have been on the couch watching TV, but you were so totally immersed in the show that you forgot where you were. Someone shook you, and now you're back to the awareness that you're sitting on the couch watching TV. Nothing else changed. You simply stopped projecting your sense of self onto that particular object of consciousness. You woke up. That is spirituality. That is the nature of self. That is who you are. As you pull back into the consciousness, this world ceases to be a problem. It's just something you're watching. It keeps changing, but there is no sense of that being a problem. The more you are willing to just let the world be something that you're aware of, the more it will let you be who you are. The awareness, the self, the Atman, the soul. Let us turn within and pray. I'm always so grateful for the readings. They're such a good reminder to us, bringing us back. I'm grateful for this beautiful day, a day of celebration, a day of love, a day of joy. It's always a wonderful day at Soul Center, and I'm so grateful for all of it. I'm grateful to know that that one presence, that one love, that one intelligence, the one consciousness, God, is all there is. I know that God is moving in, through, and as each and every one of us. I know that I am one with God, one with the presence, one with the Almighty. And I rest in this knowing. I also rest in the knowing that each and every one of us here, we are all one with God. All of our friends, all of our family members, everyone on the planet. We are all one with the divine. Connected to God, connected to each other, basking in this beautiful, benevolent journey of life. I know that this day is a perfect day, a beautiful day, a blessed day, remembering that we are blessed, we're the blessors, and we are the blessings. And as I bless this morning, this service, blessing this holy ground that we are here on, I bless Reverend Keith as he imparts his wit, his knowledge, his wisdom, in his special, unique, and loving way that we all cherish. I'm blessing Justy, Brian, Rena, the Songbirds, all of us here, knowing that we are here together to share in this beautiful experience, and I'm blessing all of our souls, our ears, our hearts, our minds, opening them up to hear the beautiful message, to really hunker down, get into it, hear it, feel it, see it, smell it, taste it, and we take it out into the world with us, blessing everyone as we go by. Drive-by blessings, blessing the world, blessing ourselves, and blessing our lives together. And so it is. Amen. 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 All right, let's all stand up, and we're going to read our agape affirmations. You'll see them in your program, and they're going to come up on the screen for the people watching live. Revelations of truth and oneness transform my life.
Revelations of truth and oneness transform my life.
All things possible. Consciousness is my way and my means.
All things possible. Consciousness is my way and my means.
My heart is a wide and willing place for love to be expressed.
My heart is a wide and willing place for love to be expressed.
Peace is my way of being in the world.
Peace is my way of being in the world.
My life is transformed today from the mundane to the miraculous.
My life is transformed today from the mundane to the miraculous.
Who I am makes a difference for good on this planet.
Who I am makes a difference for good
a gentle, loving reminder that we are available, maybe just me, maybe if you want to stop in after the service, we'll be out on the patio if you'd like a personal, individual, confidential prayer today. All right, peace and love.
I'll just say that Angel was our scheduled singer for today, but she isn't here, so Jackie stepped up and she's going to sing.
How about stopping eating?
Keith, or maybe if you don't know me, I'm Reverend Keith. I am the spiritual director of Soul Center. We are an Agape affiliate here in Newport Beach. If you're ever in Newport Beach, in the Southern California area, please make your way down and join us for our live in-person services. We will make sure we even have somebody all the way from Manitoba, Canada who's here today. Being in the region and coming by, and I am so grateful for all of you and being here this month as we move into this new month as we're celebrating women. This month, we celebrated Black History Month last month, we're celebrating women this month, and we are celebrating God in all of this. And we are here to shine our light. That's the theme of this month, to shine our light and to get our wits about us. The topic for today is getting my wits about me and collecting my good. What are your wits? Your wits is your know-how, it's your wisdom. The wits are your wisdom, your intention, and your tenacity. That is what your wits are. You want to make sure that we are connecting with divine intelligence, providential knowingness, known sometimes as intuition. But as I was mentioning earlier before when we were bringing up our beautiful new prayer chaplains, the difference between divine intuition and temporal intuition. Before I get into that though, I wanted to say that we as part of the New Thought Angels Wisdom Teachings as an Agape affiliate, we ask of our congregation, we ask of those of you streaming in to take personal responsibility, capital R responsibility for your life. That means you're not going to let your tissue, or the issues in your tissues, get the better of you. When the issues in your tissues get the better of you, that means if, for example, you suffered from claustrophobia. If you suffered from claustrophobia, you just said, oh, well, that's just the way it is. I'm just always going to have this tension and get all anxiety-ridden in small spaces because that's just who I am. That is not taking responsibility. That is irresponsible. That is irresponsible. Responsibility would say, I'm going to say, ooh, I am experiencing this temporal trauma, and I am going to heal it. I am going to allow the divine to make it new. So we ask you to participate in the conscious evolution of your human experience. Remember, your personality is the part of you that is having a human experience. Your soul is the part that has already evolved. Your soul is the part of you that is born in the image and likeness of God. You want to get to know you. You want to get to know your soul. You didn't come here to be a bystander or to suffer at the consequences of your own trauma body. Your trauma body, or as Eckhart Tolle might call it, your pain body, or just the erroneous ideas and beliefs in your subconscious, all synonymous, is what you are here to transmute. And then you are allowing yourself to move into creation, living and thriving from your divine nature. So we are here to make sure that we connect with the wisdom, with the providential knowingness, with the divine intelligence that governs the universe as it matriculates its way through your soul. And this is where the little bugger of free will and free choice comes into the equation. It means once that information makes its way, free will and free choice, you get to say, I don't want to have my good, or I'm going to have a watered down version of my good. I'll just have a little prosperity here, but then I'll have some poverty over here. I'll have a nice kind of relationship over here, but I'm going to have a sucky one over here. No. In the divine, all is good all the time. You came here to anchor heaven on earth in your own personal way. And even in the lyrics of the song, noticing, and I'm paraphrasing here, that the world of effects, it was in the reading, in the world of effects, you'll be able to witness things going on, whether it's war, whether it's homelessness, whether it's things that are going on, phenomena that's taking place in the world at large, and then there is your world. And so a while back, I'm just going to back it up here for a second, just to get an idea, for some of you who maybe lost your user's manual of what it's like to be a human being on planet Earth and enjoying a spiritual adventure, In your user's manual, it tells you how everything works on planet Earth. You come here, your soul is going to incarnate, and with it, your soul is going to bring the perfect blueprint of spiritual DNA. Your spiritual DNA holds the codes of heaven on earth within it. Your soul grabs that spiritual DNA and it brings you into form. And all of a sudden, the law of creation has birthed itself as your body. The law of creation is the great law. The law of creation, you want to be your best friend. The law of creation of the many laws that govern the universe, from the law of attraction, to the law of emergence, to the law of radiance, to the law of gravity, to the law of transmutation. All of these laws conspire for one great thing, and that is beauty, glory, bliss, nirvana. They are all to keep order. The law, the great law of creation, holds the perfect blueprint that is encoded in your spiritual DNA, which is different than your physical DNA, different than your emotional and mental and karmic DNA. The spiritual DNA holds perfection of every bone, ligament, joint, tissue, relationship, situation, and circumstance. And so when that matriculates into and through your beingness, you will experience heaven on earth. Your world in this world can and is coded to be beneficial, to be glorious. There is nothing that is outside the parameters of your experience of heaven on earth. Your relationships being magnificent, your talents and gifts being expressed in their purest, highest vibration, your experience of knowing that God is your source and your supply. And so we are just coming back to the beginning. We know that the beginning is the eternal. There is no beginning in spirituality. Beginning is eternal. That's what it is synonymous with. The past, the present, and the future. Those are the things that we get attached to when we don't let go of trauma, when we don't let go of issues. We didn't come here to manage our issues. We didn't come here for anger management. We didn't come here to tolerate things. We didn't come here for mediocrity. You came here to shine your light, whether you know it or whether you don't. You came here to shine your light, and you are going to allow yourself to go deeper. Now, the good news, bad news is that it is inevitable. You must rise into your magnificence. This is what the master teacher Jesus meant when he said, "These and greater things ye shall do, because you have everything you need." We know that Jesus was not Jesus Christ as his last name. We know that he was not the one and only begotten Son. He was the Son of the one and only begotten Father, the Father which is God Almighty, omnipresent, omniamorous, omniscient, all loving, all good, all powerful. We are here to know what that means to be born in the image and likeness of God, and we do so by getting our wits about us. We commune with the wisdom that governs the universe. Commune with your spiritual DNA, not the trauma encoded in your physical, emotional, or mental DNA. When the 6 pairs of your 12-strand DNA reverberate at the spiritual level, then you will experience coherence. You will experience cooperation, serendipity, symbiosis will be your natural everyday. Now, where most people get tripped up is in the beginning, it's incremental. I'm going to heal something in one area of my life, but there might be discord and disharmony in some other area of my life. And so I'm just going to keep cleaning. Imagine like a big tarnished tray, and I'm just going to start polishing it. And it's going to start to shine. And sometimes it's only going to shine here, but it's going to be deep and dirty and tarnished over here. I'm going to make my way over there. When you really allow Spirit to have its way to, through, and as your life, and I'm going to highlight as your life. You are born in the image and likeness of God. All of that which created everything exists within you. You are a holographic, microcosmic expression of the divine. Again, we're talking spiritual DNA here. So as you align with that, as you become aware of who you truly are, you get to enact it. You get to bring it into the space-time continuum and allow it to express itself. That's what we came here to do. So, a little crash course in energy work. or in the way the universe works, in the user's manual of your life. The first primary field of your energy, and I put this under the umbrella of the 6 degrees of separation and the 6 degrees of unification. The 6 degrees of separation, if you remember way back in the day, it was kind of highlighted, I think back in the 80s or 90s, something about 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon, where you would find, so if you remember the phenomena was that there would only be no less than 6 degrees before you would find a connection to anyone, anywhere on the planet. So I would know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows Kevin Bacon. And so it would take, you would be able to find that connection with anything within 6 or less degrees of separation. So when we take 6 degrees of separation and we apply it to our spiritual journey, the 6 degrees of separation would be the illusion that you are separate from anything or anyone. The first is your own energy field. That's your primary home. That is your body, your emotions, your mind. That is your body of affairs. You have dominion over that. The next goes out to you, and there's an energy field that's you and another. Whether it's your spouse, whether it's your best friend, whether it's just whomever as a separate individual, there's a field of energy that goes around you, the two of you. You get to put energy into your field. You get to put energy into their field. Then the third degree of separation, or the third energy field, is that of you and your family. Your family, whether it's biological or not, that is the next degree of separation. And then you move into your tribe, your spiritual community, or just the people that you move around with that are part of your soul cluster or your soul family. That's the fourth degree of separation. Then you move into the fifth, which is all of society, all of humanity around the globe. We are all woven into that, and that's where those 6 degrees of separation of Kevin Bacon would come into the picture in terms of you could find a connection through and as all of that. The sixth and final would be your connection with all life. Animals, plants, grains of sand, stars in the sky. You are connected to everything. The 6 degrees of unification are realizing your connection and your part in all of those fields. Most of us are so humocentric and self-absorbed that we think that it's just this one little field, my one little life, and that I have to keep that intact. I'll work on my emotions, and I'll work on my mental, and sometimes not even that. I'm just going to be at the whim of whatever's going on in the world. Now, what does this look like from a practical perspective? No matter what is going on, if you are experiencing something in the first degree of separation, then it's happening directly to you. I have a pain. I have a broken bone. I have a relationship that's out of integrity in the way I am feeling it. That's my first degree. The second degree of separation would be something's happening to someone. It's not happening directly to me. And the second degree of unification would be that there is nobody else. They are me. So I'm going to start to unify this field. Now you are connected to that field, so you would want to hold that field maybe as much, maybe a lot better, and even more than the way you hold it for yourself. We're all at an intention deficit syndrome to some degree, meaning we don't set intentions that are in alignment with the soul's desires. The desire via the law of creation. So the law of creation works with the law of emergence and the law of radiance. There's an emergent idea of your life, God's idea of your life, your soul's idea of your life. That emergent idea via the law of emergence makes its way down, and then it wants to radiate or express itself. Radiance, that's the law of radiance, is when you radiate. When you radiate your divine self through you, those are the people where you're like, whoa, I got it going on. I don't know what you got, but I want some of that. And I'm not talking from the carnal sense. I'm talking from the charismatic sense. Like Jesus the Christ, or Buddha, or Krishna, or any other people that were walking the earth illuminated with their radiance. You see why people get attracted to those people, because they see the divine in them, and they're like, I want what you got. And they want it from a sincere and humble place. So we want to make sure that we understand, then as you move out into the next degree of separation, it's not happening to somebody you know, it's happening to somebody out in the world. It might be a little, it seems like, oh, if you notice, the further something gets away from you, the easier it is to disconnect from it. Oh, that's happening over in Russia and Ukraine, or that's happening over in Iran, or that's happening over in China, or that's happening in another state or another city right here in our own country. We can kind of separate. Oh, that homelessness thing is happening over there. That's exactly what I was trying to get away from. And it's like, no, that's not what the spiritual warrior does. Anything that comes into your awareness, anything at any time, it is your responsibility as to what you do with that. So if any news comes to you that is incongruent with peace, harmony, and love, it is your responsibility to hold it in the absolute. It's a little challenging in the beginning, and it can even seem a little bit overwhelming, which is why some people fast. You fast from the news or the newspaper or social media because you beef yourself up. You get yourself spiritually sound and strong. You steep in your meditation and your affirmative prayer, in your life visioning. You steep in the affirmative eternal energies, which builds spiritual strength within you, so that when you do encounter into the third and fourth fields of energy something that is discordant or disharmonious, it doesn't turn into hopelessness or powerlessness or frustration, or even better yet, that I'm the new authority on how to fix these things, even though I have no education in it whatsoever, but I know what they need to do. They need to do this and this and this. You want to stop being distracted, and as a matter of fact, you want to distract yourself from distractions. If you can distract yourself from the distractions and bring yourself home, so if we take it and we make it a little bit more personal. So in the first energy field, if there's something going on in my medical, in my physical body, which of course, anytime there's something going on physically, there's an emotional and a mental correlate. And so we want to be able to say, and then it also includes your body of affairs. Your body of affairs would be the people that you're interacting with on a regular basis, or situations and circumstances you may be working on. You want to do, as I was talking about just the other day, and this is kind of taking us back to last year when I was talking about the three-step process of assess, address, and bless. The assessment is become aware of what's going on, but with no judgment, no making it wrong, no making it bad. You assess and go, ooh, when so-and-so shows up, I just get all tight inside, and I just feel like I want to lash out. I want to punch him in the face. You assess what's going on. You assess how you feel, and then with your spiritual practice, you address it. Ooh, what do those feelings mean? If you follow a feeling to its belief, you will find the error that is creating the biochemical expression in your body. We already know. Science has already taught us the best pharmacy is already located in your body. Your body knows how to release the endorphins of radiant wellness. Everything. And we already know, everybody knows already, epigenetics, that your environment and what you allow yourself to expose into your consciousness is going to affect whether you're allowing those endorphins of serotonin or melatonin or whatever the good endorphins are that bring about radiance, and they are adverse or unaffected by that which we would call aging. Aging is just the breakdown of and the misuse of our consciousness. Now, I'm not saying, because we all signed up to be here on a temporary basis in a human form. I always kind of get, my mind always kind of gets blown when these people who just like, if I could, I would just live forever. It's like, really? You want to be in this body, in this world, this whole time? You want to experience transition, transformation, and experience being a butterfly, experience being, some other character in the movie of life. I think it's kind of fun. But you really are living from the law of creation, if you're really living from your divine essence the whole way through, you'd come into the world in a wave of glory. You'd experience all of these beautiful adventures in serendipitous and glorious ways. And when it was time to leave, it would be the most mystical experience with not one drop of fear whatsoever. You'd feel the presence and the nirvana of transition and transformation, because we know that energy is not destroyed, it just transforms. We know all of this through science, we know it all through spirituality, and we want to know it through our own beingness. Our community asks that you apply the principles, the immutable principles, the unchanging, unwavering principles. This is why you hear Reverend Michael say from time to time that God is the same today, yesterday, tomorrow, and forever, in all dimensions of all incarnations. The one omniamorous presence of the divine is alive and thriving. It is immutable. There is no bad in the divine. There is no punishing God. There is no judging God. That belongs to duality. That belongs to the human experience. The only judgment that we will ever experience is the judgment we have of ourselves, even if it comes from somebody else. Because that's the mirror reflecting back to you something in your cellular memory, in your subconscious. But I tell you, ooh, if I had $1 for every time somebody fell for, like, they're judging me, they're judging me. It's them, and they're nasty. When it's really, oh, they're reflecting back to me a self-judgment buried in my subconscious, and I'm going to heal that. If I had $1 for the first scenario, I'd have millions of dollars, because most people take those projections. Oh, there is one other caveat to that. If you don't have that going on and somebody is judging you, and then they're not judging you because you have a subconscious belief, they're judging you because they're projecting their own issues onto you. If you don't have anything to do with that, and then you won't be bothered, you won't be annoyed, you won't be offended, you'll be in compassion. And you will love them, and you will hold a space for them, and you will be there for them in the most loving way, even if they said something not so nice. That's the beauty. Wouldn't you love to be unaffected by negative energy all the time? Somebody's in a bad mood now. So for those of you who are super clairsentient or empathetic, you're an empath and you absorb other people's energy, that's one thing we want to recalibrate. We want to recalibrate, take dominion over our lives, so we focus. Here's my primary energy field, my physical, emotional, mental. I'm going to recalibrate and come back into alignment with divine right discernment, divine right discernment, divine right knowing. I'm going to allow my spiritual practice to take me to the next level. I'm going to allow myself to continue to grow. And as you always hear me say, every day on the daily affirmative prayer, I only and always heal, grow, transform, transmute, alchemize in benevolent, brilliant, elegant, beautiful, dynamic, and profound ways. One of the things that most people don't understand, it was in the manual. I didn't write the manual, I just read it. And the manual says you have dominion over your life. Dominion is different than control. Control, the ego is going to control everything. The ego is going to control the environment. The ego is going to control when it's in a fight or flight response to the detriment of the person and probably others in their life. Dominion means, I'm assessing, I'm communing with the divine, I'm getting my wits about me because I'm aligning with the wisdom. We're talking capital W wisdom, providential wisdom, not intellectual understanding. Intellectual understanding of things is good. It's a good thing in the beginning, but it's kind of like going through elementary school, middle school, high school. You're learning about things, but what do you do when you go through an education system? The education system is supposed to, in its pristine form, illuminate you to, well, what do I want to do in this world? And let me learn about that so then I can then go and experience that. You want to fulfill the desire. If you wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse, if that was yearning to come through, you would take the training. Or if you wanted to become a musician, you would take the training. But what do all of those do? And what do we love the most? When you go to a doctor who is intuitively connected and truly compassionate and sees you and hears you and knows you and would never violate their oath to do no harm. And they're like, you know what? I know there's ways that you can heal that without drugs. Instead of, occasionally, you know what? This is just too much here. Just take these drugs and be on gone with it. No, that's not the way it works. We love the people when you go for help that hear us, see us, love us, and nurture us, and they hear beyond our words. When somebody else hears beyond your words, they're doing probably what you might not be able to do at that time. Oftentimes we're spewing out something of a story that might sound something like, well, my ADHD, or my this, or my that I'm owning, and the person who's hearing you, like our prayer chaplains and our practitioners and our ministers of truth, we will not sign off on that. We will not own the condition with you. We will know the truth about you, that you have everything you need, and the perfect expression of that, homeostatically, brilliantly, joyously, is available to you. And thus, we will instigate and understand what it means that you can touch the hem of the garment of Jesus. Jesus is holding, and whether it was Buddha who was holding, or whether it was Krishna that was holding an absolute awareness, an unbroken awareness of life, of our spiritual DNA, divine right perception, then that energy, when you are that illuminated, when you are allowing yourself to shine your light, this happens all the time. Somebody will come into somebody like that and go, oh, I have this, I feel so much better. I feel so much better. It's not because that person is greater or grander or more special than them. They've just kept themselves clean, and they refuse to tarry with the temporal, and they hold such a light that they no longer have to go into okay, I gotta hold this for them right now. They just do. They don't allow anything to come into their consciousness that is a lie. And therefore, when you walk into that, all of a sudden the part of you that knows all of that wakes up, and you start to have a revelation, and you didn't even know you were going to have a revelation. You want to allow yourself to be in the revelatory field. You want to allow it to be easy. You want to allow it to be fun. And you want to do, as you're getting your wits about you, the wisdom. Okay, we're going to get into the wisdom. We're going to set an intention. And the intention, all of us are going to agree. As a matter of fact, I'm going to invite you to repeat after me. All of my intentions are in alignment with the desires of my soul. So that was a spoken expression of an intention, aligning my intention with the desires of my soul. The desires of your soul can only beget good. They can only beget wellness. They can only beget prosperity. So as that divine spark comes down, and you align your choice with it, you are cooking with solar power. You are bringing forward a good. You are aligning, because oftentimes, when the energy comes down and it passes through the filter of your trauma body, then all of a sudden you're like, well, but I don't know if I do that. And fear starts to influence our choices. For many years, when I was in the corporate world, I had a belief, a belief that I so did not want. I did not want it. I even told my dad, I will not take this belief, but somehow it got in there. He always said to me when I was a kid, because he was a self-made man, he became very successful, and he worked hard at it. And the way he did it was the way he wanted to project onto me. And I was somebody who did not want to work hard. I wanted to do what he trained me to do, get an allowance, give me more money when I asked for it. That's what I wanted to do. And so I had conflicting messages coming to me. One was, oh, I'll take care of it. And the other was, work hard. Because he would always say, now, this was especially as I was getting older, getting up into university and all that. And he would say, if you want to make more money, work more. If 5 days isn't enough, work 6 days. If 6 days isn't enough, work 7 days. And inside I was like, whoa! I was like, the last thing I wanted. But flash forward in my corporate career, and what am I doing? I'm working 5 and 6 days a week, 60 to 80 hours a week. Unbeknownst to me, it crept up that hidden belief had embedded itself on the hard drive like a virus on your computer. It was working its way into my daily life, and all of a sudden, 10 years in, now what it was also doing was I had this belief, I had an unworthiness within me. I did not think I was gifted or talented or smart enough or good enough to receive my good, which is why I worked hard. It was partly because of what my dad brought in, but it was mostly from what I brought in, which was that I've got to prove myself. I've got to work hard, because if I don't work hard and I don't have an output, then I'm not worthy of receiving. And as I made my way up, I got up into a huge salary, was making tons of money, worked my way up the corporate ladder, and it was good, but that, I put it in quotes because it was temple good. It was lowercase g good. It wasn't capital G good. Capital G good means I'm in resonance with the divine. And when you hear that, as it says in Genesis, let there be light, and then there was light, and it was good. That passage in Scripture speaks directly to the law of creation and its exquisite excellence. That passage right there, it's not about how the earth and the stars and day and night, which those are the byproducts of it. It's about a divine idea being brought into form, and whether you do it through Genesis, and God said, let there be light, that would be, and you said, let there be light in the sacred holy relationship. Let there be light in my finances. Let there be light in my wellness. Let there be light. It takes you back to the beginning. It's the law of creation. I want to make sure you understand the difference between the law of manifestation and the law of creation. The law of manifestation works in conjunction with the law of attraction. And whatever you're holding and allow to come through the filters of your temporal mind is what's going to manifest. The law of creation is always there, but the law of manifestation is going to yield you your result. And we want to make sure that it's like, I gotta clean the filters. Imagine driving around in your car, never washing your windshield. It would be a recipe for disaster. We want to clear the filters and make sure we strive and thrive in our goodness and shine on the light. This is how we get our wits about us. This is where we bring in the tenacity. The tenacity is, do you know the definition of tenacity? Tenacity means I will not settle for anything less than success. So your wits are wisdom, intention, and tenacity to bring you in so that you may collect your good. That you may collect your good, because your good never goes anywhere. There's no such thing as missed opportunities in the divine. Any good that you repel is just going to sit and wait in your escrow account, waiting to get you where you come in and take a withdrawal. So, we're all in agreement that all of our intentions are going to be in alignment with our desires. We're all in agreement that the universe operates in serendipitous, delicious, and good ways, and we're going to allow that to be, and we're going to apply it to every area of our lives. And remember, we're never praying for the thing. We are praying for the consciousness that allows the thing. When your consciousness is fully orbed in your desire, it's done. It is done. If your consciousness, lowercase c consciousness, is orbed in temporal thoughts, then the law of attraction will do what most of you have heard, whether you heard it from Esther and Jerry Higg, whether you heard it from the movie The Secret, but that which you vibrate at is what you will attract to you. So we are going to transcend that and move into the law of radiance, emergence, and creation, and we're going to say yes to that which brings you joy. We're going to participate in that. So, just a little plug, don't miss out on the class starting this Thursday, because we're going to go over this in a much more calm and relaxed spirit. All right, with that being said, we're going to move into the prayer field. I'm going to invite you to hold in your awareness something that you would like to experience the highest, greatest, and grandest expression of. If it's wellness, if it's a sacred holy relationship, if it's understanding that God is the infinite source and supply that holds no prosperity back, whatever it may be. And of course, that anything that is discordant is brought via the law of transmutation back into harmony. Oh, we take a moment as we hold into that, whatever it is that we truly desire. And we know today that there is one power, one presence. How grateful I am to know that God never withholds, never judges, and always is seeking to lavish in love, praise, and raise. We come before the altar of the divine. We kneel before the altar in a benevolent state of vulnerability, and we unburden ourselves of worries, doubts, and concerns. We give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and we return to the divine. The prodigal son returns home into the loving arms and says, yes, I will receive my good. We gather our wits about us and we say yes to the wisdom that guides, directs, uplifts, and connects us every moment of every day. We say, speak, Lord, thy servant heareth. I will hear the truth, that wherever I am wellness is, wherever I am goodness is, wherever I am harmony is, I will seek it and I will find it. I remember the truth of what it means that I am as thou art as I am. I am born in the image and likeness of God, and the entirety of the kingdom of heaven, which is omnipresent, resides within me. And I choose to step into that, to allow myself in a humble state of purity, to remember the truth. I am worthy, I am deserving of my good, and I am allowing it to be. I'm grateful to know that the universe only blesses, caresses, and we say yes to receiving that good, to shining our light and having it shone upon us. We are good at receiving our good. We are good at circulating our good in every way, in every shape, in every form. We allow that holy grace, the grace of God, the grace of brilliance and beauty that is always calling to us, whispering. The still small voice whispers, this way to your good, this way to wholeness, this way to love beyond your wildest dreams. And we say yes. Yes to receiving that, knowing it, to returning home without having to go anywhere. We move into a humble state of allowing our good to be, as sacred holy relationships, as self-love, as knowing the supply of infinite glory is ours. We choose to receive that today. And it's from a place of deep and abiding thanksgiving, knowing before we could ask, it is already done in the mind of God. It is already done. And we simply agree to accept it and allow it to blossom itself in our lives now by saying, and so I let it be.
So I let it be.
And so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
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 Ashe.
Ashe.
Aho.
Aho.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Hotep.
Hotep.
And hallelujah. Thank you, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this community. I'm grateful for all of you, and I'm grateful for our usher angels that are coming forward for our conscious time of giving and tithing as we participate in the law of circulation. For those of you streaming in live, we put our high-tech version of the words on the screen. And for anybody who's here, you can always give to our community any time of day or night, whether it's here now or any other time, by texting. You can text the word GIVE to area code 669-342-2157. You can go to soulcenteroc.com and you can click on the Give button right there on our home page. For those of you here, the ushers have already begun. Cash or checks, and we appreciate that. You can also Venmo to Soul Center OC under the business heading, because it won't be under the personal. We are a 501c3 religious organization, which means all of it is tax deductible. If you do give cash, you'll want to keep going that game. I haven't seen a brilliant gift in that. Thank you, Tina, and thank you, everyone else. Those are the ways that you can tithe. Thank you. I also want a special thanks to the love streamers who, especially during COVID, when we were hunkering down, who kept us going through your online donations. We really appreciate it. We circulate that money on everybody's behalf, tithing to other communities and other causes in alignment with our teachings. So So we are grateful for all of that and grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. And Songbird, Jacqueline, and Lisa, take it away.
This was recommended by Lisa and Jackie, and this is a classic, you all know it, and we're going to start it with Jesse on guitar.
Participate in circulation, anything we put out in its highest vibration returns to us multiplied. Good multiplies itself. We give thanks knowing that our community continues to thrive, that each and every one of us individually allows ourselves to thrive. all needs met, all bills paid, and the expansion continues from glory to greater glory. We agree to allow it to be, and so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, angels. And the kids are coming in.
We had a very busy day in the Enlightened Kids Village. What we took from the reading was the more you are willing to just let the world be something you're aware of, the more it will let you be who you are. The awareness, the self, the alma, and the soul. They talk about what it means to kind of be an observer in the situation. And then we talked about the spiritual meaning of rainbows. Well, first we did paint the world with kindness, and we kind of talked about what that means. And that means that, you know, when you paint something, it's kind of like a permanent act, right? So when you paint the world with kindness, it leaves a lasting impression, a lasting effect. And so we talked about the spiritual meaning of a rainbow, and a rainbow represents hope, and we are all one.
Alright, thank you kids, those are beautiful. You guys are awesome.
Wait, guys, let's look at, we're gonna smile, let's go.
Thank you for this. You guys are awesome. We love our young congregants. And we're going to ask you all to rise for our closing song. The words are in your program if you want to sing along with us as we close out.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, loved ones all are we. Let us walk with each other. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my song of vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Oh, and we allow peace and love and beauty and joy and harmony and prosperity and wellness to begin, flow through, circulate, and expand. And as we know wherever we are, the beginning is always here. We allow ourselves to bathe in the glory of what has transpired, taking this with us, this awakening to the vibration of the soul, to anchoring heaven on earth, beauty, peace, love on earth, to, through, and as our beingness. We simply have invited it, evoked it, and allow it to be, knowing it is only and always God's good pleasure to bring it forward, and we agree by saying, and so it is. Amen.